What's going on, guys? Welcome back into the channel. Today we are going to discuss, can you or can you not increase or improve player traits here in Madden 20. Player traits, what I am referencing is when you actually go in to edit a player and you go over to the player traits screen, you see everything from a player's development to their penalty to the way that they play the ball in the air, the way they hit, whether they're a big hitter, whether they're a coverage type of player, if they have a high motor, any number of these player traits. This is a topic that I've been getting requested a lot on the channel lately, and over the entire time my channel has been here, and I just wanted to make a quick video to address this. So obviously, everybody here that is watching this video probably already knows that yes, you can increase player development. You cannot decrease player development from my experience. A player, once they have Superstar X Factor, will have Superstar X Factor for their entire career. That is my personal experience. If you know something differently, please let me know in the comment section, because I've never seen a player decrease in their development. I've had a lot of players get to the age of like 35 and maybe they're like a 75 overall, but they still have Superstar X Factor. So that's the first and probably the most important one, because that's going to determine how quickly your player develops and how quickly they regress. Now, every other trait on this list, I'm sorry to say, you cannot increase this in any way or decrease it in any way. You can't improve upon it, and it can't get worse. So what a player has is what it's going to be for their entire career. If you have a player like Jamal Adams here with normal penalty, he will have normal penalty for his entire career, and that will never improve. And that's a really unfortunate thing that they did this year in Madden. They made it so that you can't do that. However, what I do want to say is that in previous years, they had it where if you got a Player of the Week, or you won a yearly award, or you won some type of award, or you got some type of accolade, then it would make it possible for you to improve these traits. And actually, in past years, you could actually, from my recollection, you could buy the improved trait. I don't know which year they took it out. It might have been the year before last year's Madden, but this year they made it so that you can't improve these traits, even though you could in the past. So what I do want to say is that since we're so far into this Madden season, and a lot of people have talked about this and the fact that it's an issue, I would expect that next year you will see the ability to improve player traits again included in Madden in some form. The reason that it's an issue is because you could have a really good player like Jamal Adams, but he could have undisciplined penalty. And obviously, in order for him to become an elite player, not get face masks all the time or not get pass interference calls, you would want to improve upon that. So you would be okay probably investing some of your experience points or whatever that might be into that trait to increase it so that he's not getting penalties all the time. That is something that is really vital to the game. And the reason that it changed, I actually want to give you some reasons why it changed this year, is because of the new player what's the word for it? Player archetype system, and the way that players are actually upgraded. So the reason that they changed it so that you can't upgrade player traits is because it is supposed to randomize their core attributes. And for whatever reason, whenever it randomizes their core attribute upgrades, whether they get +2 zone, +3 play recognition, +4 awareness, +1 block shed, whatever it might be, for whatever reason, they did not include in there the possibility for those player traits to be improved upon. I don't know why they left that out. I think it's an oversight and they have failed to patch it back into the game. I don't know if they've intentionally left it out of the game because it's a balance thing. I don't really know. I don't really understand it. I don't think it makes sense. I think that it should be available that you can increase those in some way, if at least at random, like it is with all the other traits. So that's my take on it. No, unfortunately, you can't increase those player traits. The only way that you can change them is if you have commissioner powers, or you discuss with your commissioner and ask them to improve those abilities. Personally, what I recommend is, if you're looking to potentially increase those traits, is as a league, I always recommend at the end of the year you review players and like the top performing players. Let's say Jamal Adams stood out as one of the highest performing players at his position. Then I would say review that player and give him a couple of trait upgrades or a couple of trait improvements. Maybe he didn't take any penalties all season long. Maybe he had a ton of tackles, didn't take any penalties, played really well, did really well for his team, got a lot of interceptions, whatever it might be. Discuss that as a franchise, discuss that with your commissioners and say, hey, look, this guy deserves to get this improved trait for this reason or that reason. I always recommend at the end of a season reviewing those types of things and improving your league based on those things, because Madden isn't perfect, the development system isn't perfect, and I highly recommend making changes from season to season outside of what the game already does to help keep your leagues balanced and help keep them entertaining and fun. So unfortunately, no, you can't improve them. But I do recommend personally as a league going in collectively and fixing those for some of the top performers. And like I said, hopefully that's going to be in Madden next year. That will be on my wish list for Madden 21 or whatever it's going to be. I think that that's one of the top things that I would like to have back, is the ability to improve upon your player traits, because it kind of sucks that players get stuck at a certain thing. I notice there's a lot of offensive linemen in the league that have undisciplined blocking. A lot of really good linemen have undisciplined blocking, and so you'll see 95 overall linemen getting called for penalties all the time, and it's a little bit ridiculous. So hopefully this video helped you guys out in some way. Hopefully that helps clear things up. Like I said, this is a highly requested video, something that a lot of people have been commenting about, so I just wanted to put it out there to clear it up all at once. If it did help you guys out in some way, or if it did clear something up for you, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, comment down below with what video you guys would like to see next. Anything that you guys need help on any game, let me know and I'll try to make a video on it. Thank you guys for your support. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good night.